What's up, guys? Zenigami here, and we've got a brand new batch of Sugofest characters coming soon to the Japanese version of One Piece Treasure Cruise, starring 6-star Aokiji and featuring all the other Whitebeard captains and stuffs. So we're gonna go with all these, and we're gonna end on Aokiji with a whole page about him, and we're gonna go over Aokiji later on. But real quickly, Blenheim, all these we have because if you time travel on the Japanese version and go to the Pulls Tavern page, then you can actually see the captain and special abilities and sailor abilities of all these characters. So we got these. GameWith transcribed it to their website. We translated it from GameWith. Thank you, GameWith, for transcribing it, or otherwise it'd be a lot harder for us to actually take screenshots after we translate it. So, captain ability of Blenheim is 2.5 times. A lot of these characters have pretty boring captain abilities. Blenheim is 2.5 times to Dex. King Du is 2.5 times to Sai. It might be a little bit different, but it's probably just going to be the 2.5 times attack. And this is their evolved version. Their unevolved version will be less or a smaller boost for sure. All these captain abilities and stuff will be for the evolved versions, and we do not have their stats yet except for the Aokiji. Now, his sailor ability, if you're not familiar with sailor ability, it's an ability that works for that individual character if they are not the captain. So this works as long as Blenheim is the sub. It will make strength orbs into beneficial orbs, and as a Dex character, that means Blenheim will never have a badly matching orb unless it's a bother orb. And his special is just like the captain ability of, for example, Coliseum Vista, who makes tandem and recovery orbs count as beneficial orbs, which does mean it's boosted by effects such as Doflamingo, and it'll last for 3 turns. So that's a pretty cool special ability, especially since you can use it as a sub. You don't have to use a weaker captain like your Coliseum Vista, who is a weaker captain. You can throw that as a sub on a boss or a Coliseum fight that gives you a bunch of recovery or a bunch of tandem orbs, and enjoy those beneficial orbs for 3 turns. So he's going to be a very cool character to use as a sub. A mad captain, since we already have Law, but you know, if you don't have a Law, there you go, that's your next 2.5 times Dex captain. King Du is a Psi booster. He is a Psi fighter powerhouse. If your health above 99, you also boost all your characters, every single Psi character on your team, by 75 attack. That's pretty nice. That's, you know, 32 attack cotton candy. Or I'm sorry, 37 attack cotton candy or so on all your characters. Each cotton candy is 2. So that's very nice. Just giving all your characters 75 attack if they are at full health, basically. And his special ability empties all your Psi orbs and deals damage based on how many Psi orbs he empties. These numbers here are preliminary. They are based off of Moria, story mode Moria, who basically had the same special. The damage should be comparable. But basically, if you have full Psi orbs, you can use them, blast away, and deals ton of damage. You can combine him with the new Guild Tesoro raid boss, get a bunch of Psi orbs, blow them all the way, and then get them back with, for example, a Kuma, and boost your orbs too. So why you want to get orbs and blow them away and get orbs again? But you know what? You throw them on a sub with a Stronghold Shanks and you basically have full Psi orbs all the time. So that can be a pretty reliable, high amounts of damage with King Du. Haruta! This one is a captain ability that you want. This has Bakurat's captain ability. It's boosts attack of slashers and cerebral characters by 1.75 times. Not the best not the best damage boost, but the one part that we're looking at is gives a chance of duplicating a drop upon completion of the island. So as long as you start off with Haruta as one of your captains, for each Haruta captain, you get a chance of getting an extra drop. So if you're doing like 30 stamina Kuro or 15 stamina Kuro, and you get a Golden Pound Usopp drop, at the end of the stage, you have a chance of doubling that Golden Pound Usopp drop. This also works with the final boss. So if you're doing Alvida, you have a chance of doubling that Alvida at the end. Or if you're doing a raid boss and you get a Mihawk, you have a chance of getting 2 Mihawks. If you're doing Zero Stamina Islands or Cotton Candy Islands, you can get extra Cotton Candy and Cola and Forbidden Tomes and stuff. This is a good captain ability. And oh, if you get Haruta, you will definitely be running on anything you can manage to sneak him or her as a captain into. Obviously, the downside is you can't use it on those bleeding edge or those super difficult islands. Like, you can't bring them to, maybe a 60 stamina Hancock. But if you do manage to swing them on a 60 stamina Hancock or whatever raid boss you manage to bring them on, this is a captain to use. The Sailor ability, if you get your stuff rewinded or get your special ability affected, then it'll also rewind by 1 turn. So anything that increases your cooldown he'll decrease it back down again by 1. The special ability reduces special cooldowns of Slash and Cerebral by 2 turns. Also, make sure that they have a matching orb, so that is pretty nice. But the captain ability of Haruta is definitely where it's at. So solid of a character. Then we have Atmos, 2.5 times attack strength. Boring. Boosts attack of all characters by 20. While nice, very small boost, kind of boring. His special is going to be deal 7 hits of random damage. We're not sure exactly how large that random damage yet. Each one of those 7 hits will randomly target different characters and reduces Bind and Despair by 3 turns. So it's your standard reduced Bind and Despair character. Is not something too crazy. Definitely will see use, but it's not something you're gonna be like really gonna be changing your teams around just to use them. You're just gonna use them whenever you need that Bind or Despair reduction. And then we have Speed Jiru. Speed Jiru's captain ability, 2.25 times attack to quick, and makes Dex orbs count as beneficial orbs for quick characters. So if you use them as your captain, you're guaranteed to never get a badly matching orb on a quick team because you'll always have at least neutral orbs, once again, except for bother orbs. So a very good captain ability. It is fighting with Enel as a captain, which is the only reason Speed Jiru won't actually see that much play because Enel's so dang good. Enel's just so good. Free recovery with decent attack boost. So whether or not Speed Jiru will see captain will basically be whether or not Enel gets used less as a captain. Or if there's a stage that gives you lots of Dex orbs, that will happen too. Boost attack of quick characters by 40 is really nice. That's a guaranteed 40 attack boost to your whole quick team if you use Speed Jiru as a sub. And Speed Jiru's special ability is where Speed Jiru truly shines. One of the coolest new special abilities, the second coolest I'd say after our certain 6-star character. And his special ability reduces barriers by 1 turn. Now this is not defense buffs. So whenever the enemy buffs their defense or puts up the rainbow shield or the golden shield that either boosts their defense, the rainbow, golden, and blue shields, the golden being negate all, rainbow being percent cut, and blue being a defense boost, it does not affect those, but it does affect ones like the perfect hit barriers, the great hit barriers, the combo hit barriers. So, there, for example, Coliseum Kid on his very first turn puts up a, I think, 15-turn combo hit barrier, but it only lasts for 1 turn, so you use Speed Jiru's special ability, bam, strips that barrier right off, right there. So that's going to be changing out a lot of strategies that have to either stall around barriers. There are 0 stamina islands that have lots of barriers. For example, Hancock 1 has barriers all over the place. You can use the reduce enemy barrier timer by 1 when appropriate. That's going to be cool. How often he is used is going to depend on how often combo barriers are used, and they are seeing a lot of play on the Japanese version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. And then we get the superstar. This guy, Aokiji. Aokiji Kuzan. He is going to be a quick character this time. Finally, blue Aokiji for our blue pheasant guy. Thank goodness he's blue, because blue and Aokiji and blue. Blue. He is a striker shooter character with 3 slots, 4 sockets upon evolving. His stats on evolving are pretty nice. 3,300 health, almost 1,500 attack, and 400 recovery. Pretty nice stats overall. His captain ability is a little bit confusing, but let me explain it. His captain ability works as every single turn. As long as you kill something that turn, you'll increase your attack. You'll start off at 2 times attack, so no matter what, you'll have at least 2 times attack. But as you kill stuff, it'll stack up to 8 times and give you up to a 3.5 times attack boost. That's 3.5 times for any character. There's no restrictions on the boost. Any character at all, 3.5 times boost, for every single one. This is probably the largest attack boost that we have for a lot of things, unless you count as like Long Luffy with a Hancock. But even excluding that one, stupid large captain boost. But if you don't kill something that turn, the next turn you'll reset back to a 2x attack boost, and you'll have to grow it all over again. So that changes how you stall. A lot of people will stall on the stage 4 of a raid boss, and then the raid boss being on stage 5. You stall on stage 4 where they've got those 5 health characters, the lock or the turtles and stuff like that. And since you can't kill something every single turn, you're going to need to stall on the early stages, or know that, hey, I need 8 more turns of stalling. This is when I start killing stuff. You kill something every single turn. You get to the raid boss. You have 3.5 times attack, and you just tear the raid boss a brand new one with your stupid high attack boost. I mean, even here, they showed a nice casual 10 million damage dealt to Coliseum Wards with this team. You know, it's a nice casual bit of a little bit of damage. Now, his special ability is Aokiji's not only a decent captain. You know, whether or not he sees a lot of play as captain really is going to depend on the design of islands. If we see islands that are easier to stall on stage 2 to 3, and then you can kill something every single turn until you get to the boss. But his special ability is increase the duration of an attack, of any attack or type or class boost. So that is the class boost. That's the symbol with a fist on it. That's either a color or a class boost, or boost for 1 turn. So it increases their durations. So if you use a Robin, if you use an Enel, if you use a Strongworld Luffy, those all, instead of becoming 1 turn of double damage, that's 2 turns of double damage. If you use a Doflamingo, that's 2 turns of 2 times orb boost. If you use a Strongworld Frankie, if you use a Strongworld Ace team, and here are just some teams that are just one team I want to show. Actually, I have 2 teams I want to show on the damage calculator with the new Aokiji. And that's, let's see, where is my, Oh no, not this team. I want to show the Ace, I guess I didn't save an Ace team. Here, standard Ace team. But instead of the Usopp or the Kizaru, you throw in the new Aokiji. We do have his captain ability working in the damage calculator already. If you want to start playing with teams and testing it out, his stats and everything are working. And we just assume he's a 4-hit combo. You know, you set all your orbs. You will have 1 not matching orb, but here you have 3 turns of guaranteed, I don't want a map effect, 3 turns of guaranteed matching orbs with 1.5 times boost and 1.75 times for Zephyr. That's 3 full turns of dealing 2 million damage guaranteed. That's so stable. That's so safe. That's so cool. That's so chill. And then you can also use him as a sub on a quick team. You know, we just have old Aokiji here. I can actually put the real Aokiji in. This is before I actually had the right Aokiji in. You know, use him as a sub on this team here. You use your Enel first, then you use your Dofi, then you use Marco to heal back to full. Kizaru already has a 2-turn boost, and then you use your Aokiji to make Enel into a 2-turn boost, and you make Dofi into a 2-turn boost, and then you turn on all of their specials, and you have 2 turns of 6.7 million damage. Isn't that nice? Isn't that okay? I think that's pretty okay. Not to mention that this team is guaranteed to at least give you 4 matching orbs. It's kinda okay. Kinda okay to guarantee that you're gonna do 5.5 million damage as long as you hit your perfects. I mean, I'm not to say that's good, but that's pretty okay. Basically just doubles the duration of these buffs. It's so powerful. It's especially gonna be powerful on bosses, on Coliseum bosses. Now, on Coliseum bosses, you have to be aware of preemptive attacks, because preemptive attacks will probably make you lose that buff, even if it's a 2-turn buff. But if you are using a double Aokiji captain, or maybe 1 Aokiji captain with another friend, and you can use Aokiji as a sub, then you can get 2 Aokiji specials in there. You can extend buffs to 3 turns. You can have 3 turns of Doflamingo, 3 turns of Enel, There's so many cool possibilities to just extend buffs with Aokiji. Now, remember that this does not work with, for example, Kizaru buff. We can even see down here, Kizaru, a 2-turn buff, stays 2 turns. It does not work on all buffs. It only works on the fist buff and the orb effectiveness buff. Does not work on other beneficial buffs. So you can't extend, for example, you can't extend Perona defense boost or defense reduction. You can't extend Sadie's boost against characters who have their defense cut or anything like that. Just these 2 specific buffs, the type buff and the orb buff. But Aokiji certainly is going to be a very strong sub, very, very strong sub to be able to basically be a second Doflamingo special. He's gonna be a pretty cool captain too. And I used the word cool on purpose. I'm Zinigami, guys. That is the brand new Sugofest batch coming soon to the Japanese version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. We don't have their stats in yet because the characters aren't released, but we will have them as soon as the Sugofest comes out. Thank you so much for watching. Also, thanks to our Patreon subscribers, Carlos Barron and supercrazyapple, and all you guys for watching on Twitch. If you like this, give us a like, and also consider going to patreon.com/Zinigami and becoming a Patreon subscriber if you'd like to see more of our content. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all stay beautiful.